Hi everybody, my name is Melissa and welcome to my channel. So we are now in October, so that means fall is already a good way through and I absolutely love fall. October is my birthday month. I adore the fall weather even though I live in the South and we probably get like max a week of actual fall weather. We don't really get the whole changing of leaves where I'm from or anything like that, but I still like to pretend, hence my cozy sweater, and I have a cup of coffee waiting for me once I finish filming. So all of that good stuff, and I absolutely adore all of the Halloween, all the Thanksgiving stuff, everything that goes into it is definitely one of my favorite seasons. So I love a good fall reading book and really anything that kind of gets me in that cozy, comfy mood. Maybe it's just a little bit scary, maybe it's just something very heartwarming. I have a couple books that I think are absolutely perfect for, fall reading. So let's go ahead and get started. So the very first book that I want to talk about is one I recently read last month, and one, if you are a lover of romance, a lover of fantasy romance, I'm sure you've probably already heard of this book, and that is From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is a epic fantasy romance book that I adored. I picked it up because I've seen so many people raving and loving this book. It is about a girl named Poppy who is the maiden. Basically being the maiden, she is not able to ever show her face. She's always has a guard 24/7 and she doesn't have any friends. She's not allowed to talk to people, and there's a very class-based society. There's people who are seen as favored by the gods and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of political points to this story as well. A huge romance that I absolutely love. Hawk is just absolutely wonderful. Is a great character. And Poppy, who is the main character, is just always fabulous in every way. So you really find out how she kind of deals with, becoming who she is. And that is absolutely amazing to see in this book. And it is just wonderful. So if you are looking for a good fantasy romance, this one right here. So to stick with the romance theme, I definitely have to say Corrupt by Penelope Douglas. So this is dealing with the Devil's Night. This is called the Devil's Night series, which is the night before Halloween. These group of 4 guys, they basically are called, I think, like the 4 Horsemen. I'm not sure. I honestly forgot what they call themselves. But anyways, they go around and kind of create mayhem, and they're really rich. It's a very dark romance book series. I still need to read Nightfall, which I have right here, and I really want to get to it, and once I do, I will have completed this series. It's one of my favorite. Each of the books you definitely have to read in order because they all build upon each other, and they're all based on a different set of characters. So if you really like dark romance and you haven't given this a try, it's a great introduction into dark romance. So kind of keeping in with the adult themed books, the next one I have is going to be The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. This book is extremely atmospheric. It is very wordy in the fact that you have to pay attention to what is going on, and I made the mistake of putting this book down for about a week or two and then picking it back up, and I forgot who all these characters are and everything. It is set in this mansion, and this one character, our main character, he relives each day but in body of a different character, and he has to figure out who the murderer is, who killed Evelyn Hardcastle. And it is just, I found it to be quite amazing. You really feel like you are isolated in this manor. You are in the mist and everything that's going on, and it's just very, very character driven as well. So if you really like something that's really dark, really atmospheric, and it just has a lot of, you definitely have to pay attention to what's going on or you might miss it, this is one. I had no idea, the ending, that it was going to end up like that. So it was a surprise for me. One of my absolute favorite of all time series is the Wayward Children series, so of course I had to mention it. Every Heart a Doorway by Shannon McGuire. Each of these books I have absolutely loved and adored. The first 2 are my favorite of all time. Each of them follows a different set of characters, but in this world, these children are basically born into our world, but they don't really belong here. They belong in other worlds. These have queer characters. They have just so many heartwarming things and so many good points to, talk about, as well as so many messages. It doesn't feel preachy in any way. All of these books are extremely short, but they pack a huge punch, and I adore this one as well. So the main character, she comes back and she is not adjusting well. So she goes to this school for wayward children who come back from these worlds that they're meant to be in. And it's basically where they need to adjust to the real world, and hopefully find their door again so they can go back home. So this has a bit of mystery, a lot of suspense, and just a whole different world building. It's just so good. I love this series so much, and I want to do a reread very soon. So the last book I want to talk about is one I don't think I've ever mentioned on my channel, to be quite honest, and that is A Madness So Discreet by Minnie McGinnis. This is a young adult book, and I really enjoyed it. It was very dark for being young adult. Our main character, she ends up getting put into this mental hospital. I'm not sure if it's her husband or her brother, but basically a lot of women would be put into mental hospitals because they were, you know, not fitting the mold that they were supposed to. Their families were trying to get rid of them, so on and so forth. But she is very, very smart, and she ends up helping this detective and figuring out these murders. And so she stays at the mental hospital, but he kind of gets her out and they go solve these murders, and it's very good. So if you're looking for something atmospheric, young adult, not too difficult, can pretty much fly through, this is one that you should definitely pick up. I really enjoyed it, and it was a huge surprise for me. Alrighty guys, so that is it for my fall book reading recommendations. So like I said, my absolute favorite time of the year. I do have a lot of books that I really want to get through this season, and I'm hoping that I will be able to get to all of them. I'm debating if I should make a, you know, fall reading TBR, since we're already almost like pretty much halfway through of this season, but you know what? Hey, why not? If you've read any of these books or have any thoughts or opinions, I would love to chat about it, talk about it in the comments down below, and I hope you have a great day and happy reading. Bye!